The angels willing to hold us in their arms when our worth of stone are ashes and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
All right, here are the headlines for January 25th, 2021. Going to start out with a headline from last night, headline or two. Irony meets hypocrisy. When it comes to union vote, Amazon argues that in-person ballots are crucial for valid and fair election. That's kind of, yeah, that is insane. That is insane. And we've seen this, by the way. We've seen a lot of this, this flipping the coin when it comes to who's voting for who and who's going to benefit by not being able to verify voters. So it's crazy. By the way, if you're watching this video over on YouTube, you done missed the entire monologue. This is all you're getting. So $2 a month, come on over to Patreon, and you'll be able to get the entire monologue in its entirety, and you'll be able to go watch previous monologues. You'll be able to see all prior posts or anything like that. It's going to be way more than just doing the news and headlines. There's going to be all kinds of posts over there. So please consider $2 a month at Patreon. So, by the way, for the Patreon members, I won't normally do that. I'm just doing that today because I don't have the video set up. I'm going to be working on a video for the YouTube releases. So bear with me on the first show here, man. All right. Clashes. This was also last night. Clashes, arson, and mass arrests as riot police struggle to contain anti-lockdown rage in the Netherlands. Let's see, now from this morning, or today. I was kind of late on getting headlines out. Woman knocked over and left bleeding after water cannon fires from close range during anti-lockdown protests in the Netherlands. Huh? Okay. Almost for a second thought I said the same headline. They ended the same way. California Governor Newsom expected to lift stay-at-home order, says reports. Wait a minute. That quick? Wow, it's almost as if, nah. Indian and Chinese troops engage in minor face-off as disputed border, India's military says. I'll get it right. Maybe. China overtakes U.S. as global destination for foreign investment amid COVID-19 pandemic. China to build 30 fully connected 5G factories by 2023. A different kind of evil, 5 dead, including pregnant women, as Indianapolis suffers mass murder shooting. Now, there should be no vicious competition. China dismisses reports India engages in COVID-19 vaccine diplomacy. Paris considers third nationwide lockdown as COVID-19 situation remains worrying. Influential Russian Senator Klimov accuses foreign spooks of helping to organize weekend protests in support of Navalny. Australia approves Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, but warns supply issues could impact distribution. A pro-LGBTQ anti-war activist or right-wing extremist ? Internet goes ballistic after Jimmy Dore interviews Boogaloo member. Russia ramps up gold production despite pandemic. Angry mob trashes businesses, creates burning barricade in protest at Tacoma police plowing through the crowd. Dutch Prime Minister condemns turbulent anti-curfew protest as criminal violence and says restrictions will remain in place. Siberian scientists photograph British variant of COVID-19 for the first time while studying structure in a significant breakthrough. Russia cracks down on suspicious financial outflows from the country. Tehran says technical issue, cause of vessel detention after Indonesia seizes Iranian tanker over alleged illegal oil transfer. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Ukrainian foreign minister announces support for Navalny despite his belief Crimea is a part of Russia. London to look at easing some COVID-19 restrictions in mid-February, Boris Johnson says. Japan not expected to reach herd immunity against COVID-19 until October as calls grow for Tokyo Olympics to be scrapped. Although the headline says scapped, I'm pretty sure they mean scrapped. Appeals to bring more young Russians to the U.S. as soft power tool could backfire. There's no guarantee they will like what they see. Poland's Moderna COVID-19 vaccine supply delayed, government announces. Putin categorically rejects Navalny's allegations that he owns luxurious billion-dollar palace on Russia's Black Sea coast. You can always give it to me. Beijing says U.S. military in South... Oh, that would be... No. That would be awesome to be able to move on an island off the coast. Well, it depends. I'd have to look at where the Black Sea is. I don't really know. If it's like northern Russia, then not interested. Beijing says U.S. military in South China Sea not conducive to peace and urges rethink of Washington's Taiwan policy. Senator Hawley urges Americans to push back against corporate muzzling of free speech as liberals continue shouting traitor. Trump trolled by worst president ever and pathetic loser sky banners at Mar-a-Lago resort. Now this is coming from the tolerant people, right? So apparently they're flying sky banner, plane pulling a banner. That is insane. That is, why? I don't get it. And it, again, if you're familiar with this channel, you know I'm not a Trump fan. But this is stupid. Recession is over for the richest few, while billions will live in poverty for at least a decade, says Oxfam. I kind of think that's what their intent is, to be honest. Ex-Trump Press Secretary Huckabee Sanders announces a run for Arkansas governor and pledges to defend against the radical left in D.C. Well, good luck to her. You know what? I hadn't paid much attention to press secretaries until Trump got in office, to be honest. And being that, man, she was my favorite. She was awesome. She told it how it is. She didn't pull no punches. And I respect that. Johnson says government looking at quarantine hotels for travelers in bid to prevent vaccine-busting variant entering the country. And again, I have to question this new strain and its potency and the vaccine not being able to do. I mean, scientifically, it's possible. Man, there's a whole lot of ironic stuff happening all at once, though, is there not? Turn snitch and get rich. A Texas teen gives his own dad into the FBI and pays his way through college. And that's horrible. That kind of activity is kind of what put Hitler in power. That was some of the things that was going on during that time. During Hitler's rise to power, family members were turning family members in. It was ridiculous. We're right there, folks. We are right there. Out of the race, U.S. pharma giant Merck and French Pasteur Institute discontinue their COVID-19 vaccine candidates. Should we thank them? EU drops backing for Guaido as Venezuela interim president. Biden renews U.S. support. COVID-19 wiped out equivalent of 255 million full-time jobs last year, says the UN Labor Agency. Moderna working on new COVID-19 vaccine booster to tackle South Africa strain. Long overdue, a new service, Counterweight, provides counsel to those facing social justice fueled cancellation. And it is about as stupid as it is to say. Ramzan Kadyrov's advisor promises to help Chechen man filmed fighting Moscow police in viral video from weekend protests. Dominion sues Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani for $1.3 billion over election fraud claims. Let's see. Have you declared martial law? Former U.S. President candidate Tulsi Gabbard takes aim at Biden administration. Drug makers to be required to register COVID-19 vaccine exports over supply concerns, an EU commissioner for health says. ABC panel compares Trump's departure to the end of Nazi regime, civil war, and apartheid, and excuses Biden from action. What? I mean, it's insane. Yeah, we are in those times, right? There is no denying that. There's no denying that. Just like there's no denying that Trump had a part in it, right? But there isn't just one side here. Not just one side here. I mean, for goodness sake, you got people paying to have airplanes pull banners over a resort just to troll Trump. You can't tell me it's one-sided. It's not. CNN's Brian, Stelter finds Jen Psaki, and I don't know how to say her name, White House press conferences refreshing and still claims to be objective. Right. You're not going to find much objective news. You've got it here. I'm not going to pander to anybody. But I'm tired of just giving it and giving and giving and giving. Come on over. I'm going to remind you again. Come on over to Patreon. Seriously. You're going to get a lot more truth, a lot more brutally honest, and we're going to talk about a lot more things that I wouldn't discuss on YouTube. So keep that in mind. China voices its consistent opposition to foreign meddling after Moscow accuses U.S. of promoting weekend protests in Russia. Strength is found in diversity. Joe Biden signs executive order ending Trump's ban on transgender troops in the U.S. military. Greek sailing coach arrested for allegedly raping an 11-year-old girl after sex abuse claims shocked the country. Robotics company plans to flood pandemic-battered economy with androids to keep people safe. I don't think I like that idea. It kind of reminds me of like iRobot, does it not? And I'm not referring necessarily to the picture, but the idea of it. Men in low-skilled jobs are more likely to die from COVID-19 in England and Wales, a new government data reveals. A tiger is euthanized after health deteriorated in COVID-19 outbreak at Swedish zoo. Tech workers of the world unite. Google employees from 10 countries form historic global union, but can't actually negotiate yet. Well, I hope they stick to it. I do. I hope they stick to it. Russia sensible not to challenge 2-year ban from sporting events, but attacks on the country may continue, says analysts. Not a friendly signal. EU Foreign Affairs Chief hits back at UK snubbing bloc's request for a full diplomatic status. Conservatives suspicious after California Governor Newsom eases lockdown following Biden inauguration. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Facebook blocks Israeli PM Netanyahu's chatbot over offending post. Italian PM Conte to resign in a bid to form new coalition government, says the cabinet office. GameStop stock spikes as Reddit-based effort to spike short sellers let me try that again. Man, GameStop stock, that is hard to do it 10 times right now. Do it. No, GameStop stock spikes as Reddit's based effort to spite short sellers' triumphs. Man, I bet you can't do that. Now, I bet you can't do that 3 times. The whole headline. Give it a try. Italy sends Pfizer a formal notice to follow through on COVID vaccine delivery and commitments or whatever. I don't know why I can't read this. Maybe it's because I'm looking at it with one eyeball. Unrest erupts in Dutch cities for the 3rd night in a row in pushback against COVID curbs. Woman kicked in the stomach by riot cop during St. Petersburg protest backtracks on forgiveness of offender and says she was confused. Biden's Justice Department investigates itself, we all know how that works, over whether any employees tried to help Trump overturn election results. So I bet this is the one time, though, that they investigate themselves and find something, right? It's going to be so ironic. Hall monitors for social media, ? Twitter launches a new birdwatch program enlisting users to help hunt down misleading speech. Another reason why we're over here, folks. Another reason why we're over here. There's a million reasons it's not for that damn $2 a month. There's a million reasons we're over here. Pro-Trump walkaway campaign founder Brandon Straka arrested by FBI on federal charges linked to the Capitol riot. Oops. Partisan Democratic Senator Leahy to be Trump's judge and a juror as SCOTUS chief balks at presiding over impeachment trial. Let's see. And let me open this because I can't see the entire headline. St. Charles to limit dancing, loud music, and this is St. Charles, Missouri, by the way, near St. Louis, to limit dancing, loud music on Main Street after recent string of violent incidents. And I mean, it's insane in St. Louis. It really, truly is. I don't think they're having the murders like they were like a year ago. I could be wrong on that. But it's still insane over there. Brazil launches probe into health minister amid allegations that he botched COVID response in virus-ravaged city. And I don't see any other headlines, so that's going to be that. So we're a little shy tonight of an hour. I hope the Patreons will forgive that, but that's okay. We're only like 9 minutes shy. So tomorrow I'm going to have a lot of good information for you on securing your home. So if you're not a Patreon member, tomorrow's episode, which by the time you hear this on Patreon will actually be tonight's episode, it's going to be on securing your home. It's going to be a good one. So hope to see you there. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.